everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the show, I am your hostess, Rashid White. All right, so today, as you know, we're going to get into the Brooklyn Nets here and Stephen A's list, the top 5 reasons why the Brooklyn Nets were actually eliminated. And I somewhat disagree with him, but agree with him. Oh, he's wrong about the pecking order in a sense, though. But let's actually let's get into this. Let's get into this his list over here, man. Let's not waste any time.
Man is in the house, so guess what I came up with? I usually reserve Stephen's A-list for the end of the show, but I wanted this there to begin, Magic, because the Brooklyn Nets are home. They are done, just like the Knicks, but I won't rub it in too much, because I was rooting for Brooklyn. Knicks first, New York always with me, but here's the bottom line. There's 5 reasons, Magic Johnson. This is dedicated to you. 5 reasons why the Brooklyn Nets are home right now. Let's go to number 5 on the list. Give it to me right now. Giannis showed up, averaged 32 and 13, wasn't scared of the moment. It's game 7 in Brooklyn on the road after he did his thing in game 6. What does he do against KD? With KD putting on an absolute show. Giannis drops 40. Okay, he didn't disappear.
Actually, it was really Chris Middleton. Now, if you're new to the channel, I am a hardcore Brooklyn Nets fan, so I try not to be biased over here. But Middleton was really the one that actually killed this. Yeah, Giannis actually did his thing, but Middleton, especially in that game 6, really killed us, though. But this is not the real reason over here, man. I'm gonna get into my reason, the top reason why the Brooklyn Nets are actually sitting home right now.
He didn't shrink in the moment. We got to give the great freak love where love is due. Let's go to number 4 on the list, please. Give it to me right now. Kyrie Irving's injury. We all know that if Kyrie Irving, that showstopper, Mr. Box Office, the nastiest handle in the game, one of the most skilled. Max Kellerman says arguably the most skilled players you ever seen. If this dude doesn't twist his ankle, excuse me, the Milwaukee Bucks are not in the conference finals. It's the Brooklyn Nets that's here. If Kyrie Irving had stayed healthy.
Definitely agree with that. If Kyrie wasn't hurt, this is Brooklyn in 5 games. Absolutely agree with that.
Didn't happen. Give me number 3 on the list, please. Joe Harris. Don't get me started with this like that. How are you supposed to be a shooter? You are supposed to be a shooter, especially when you're open. That's the key. With Kevin Durant putting on the show. James Harden with the hamstring, still playing 46 minutes one game, 39 the other. Shows up for game 7. You got open shots, Joe Harris, and all of a sudden, you can't hit the damn river. It's right out here. You couldn't even shoot the ball into the river. That's the problem, Joe Harris. Look in the mirror this offseason. You had to jump for all year long until it counted.
All right, definitely agree with him there. Joe Harris was bad. He was abysmal. But that's not the main. I wouldn't even put Joe Harris in there. Yes, he's supposed to actually hit open shots. Yes, I definitely do get it. But Joe Harris is actually a role player. He is not a superstar player. And he was open a couple of times. We've seen Joe Harris actually have games like this in a sense, though. I think he's a B player. Well, maybe a borderline C player. But this is not the main reason why the Brooklyn Nets are actually sitting home right now.
Yeah, we could find the APB out. Think about that. Let's go to number 2 on the list, please. Give it to me, Steve Nash. Excuse me, Steve Nash. Ever heard of a timeout? To give Kevin Durant a break. Because you know how exhausted he is. He played 48 minutes for you in game 5. He showed up in game 6. Was going to miss playing all 53 minutes in game 7. Think he could have called the timeout to give him a breather, a break, so he would shoot an air ball on that last shot after being completely spent. I won't get into some of your other substitutions. I won't get into some of the other things that you didn't do. But that was a flagrant error on your part, Steve Nash. You made a slew of them, and coaching clearly was an issue. But it doesn't eclipse number 1. Give it to me right here. Karma. Why? Get out of here. Listen to this, Max. Stay with me. James Harden, love him, but wanted out of Houston. Came into camp out of shape.
All right, listen, he gave Houston 7 to 8 good years. If they couldn't put a team around James Harden, then what do you want the man to do, in a sense, though? Stephen A., I swear, let me finish the video up.
To the season out of shape. Think that didn't have something to do with the hamstring injury?
I agree from there.
Absolutely. I brought up coaching at number 2, right? Remember, Kyrie Irving is.
Yeah, and listen, with Steve Nash though, he definitely should have drawn up a play at the end of that overtime series there, and but him going isolation. I mean, they had 7 seconds to go, and I just didn't think it was the best shot selection from Kevin Durant. His legs were done, and yes, Steve Nash should have actually called a timeout. Everybody knew the ball was going to Kevin Durant, so maybe get the ball in James Harden's hand. We know James Harden's not going to take the last shot there, but like definitely get a screen, something to actually throw the Bucks defense off there.
Quoted as saying at the beginning of the season, we don't really need coaching. Guess what? Kyrie, you were thinking about you. What about the other players that we're going to need to produce? Better coaching might have had those other dudes ready to help Kevin Durant in a game 7. Then you, Kyrie Irving, you missed some games. You took a couple of weeks off. You took off whenever you wanted. That didn't send the right message to the team. Blake Griffin, you didn't show up in Detroit. You stole money for the Detroit Pistons. You didn't want to play basketball. You didn't even dunk in 2 years until you arrived in Brooklyn. Okay? This kind of stuff ultimately comes back to bite you.
Oh, Lord. All right, listen, the reason why the Brooklyn Nets actually lost this game was Kyrie Irving. That's the main reason. In game 3, the score was actually 86-83. Kyrie Irving does not attempt a shot and 4 minutes to go in that game. Kyrie Irving is, in my opinion, one of the most prolific one-on-one players I've ever seen in my life. And that's including Michael Jordan in a sense, though. I mean, there's really no weaknesses to his game offensively. He can pull up from 3. He's an excellent catch and shoot player. He can break you down off the dribble. And if you try to strip him, he can pull up. If you try to play him for his jump shot, he can blow right by you. I mean, I've seen Kyrie for mainly all his NBA career. And for him not to actually take a shot in 4 minutes, I was pissed. And I'm like, you're telling me in 4 minutes that Kyrie can't get me 6 to 8 points in 4 minutes? They actually win the game. So, yeah, I mean, injuries is a major part of it. I'm not going to look at Steve Nash in a sense, though. I mean, everybody wants to get on him. He's a first year coach. But listen, if the injuries weren't there, we know the Brooklyn Nets was actually winning the championship, especially with Philadelphia being knocked out. I didn't believe in Philadelphia because of the chemistry issues. We could look at James Harden in that game 7. He was actually, he's just, I don't know, man. He was holding the ball too long. Too many times. It was like 5 or 6 possessions where I'm watching the game. He's just standing around dribbling, and then he gives the ball to Kevin Durant with like 4.3 seconds to go on the shot clock. So I know he can't run, but I mean he's walking the ball up the court, and you got to understand something that the shot clock is not your friend; it's your enemy. And it just took him too long to actually get into this into sets. Yeah, maybe the Nets could actually went a little bit deeper into the rotation. But, listen, Mike James wasn't showing up. And Landry Shamet wasn't showing up. Landry Shamet has been abysmal the whole year. I mean, I watched every single Nets games this year. And maybe he had it was like 72 games, maybe like 4 or 5 good games. So, Steve, they definitely have to get better role players in a sense, though. I keep forgetting the shooter on the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it's Coddington, I think is his name. I mean, he showed up, man. He was hitting key shots. It's really him and Middleton was really the main guy, and his role is to actually shoot the 3. And he did something that Joe Harris didn't do. So hopefully Brooklyn can, he could be a highly coveted target from the, for the Brooklyn Nets next year. But yeah, karma. I mean, come on, man, Stephen A. Smith, stop, man, dude, stop. it was just the injuries, and I think I don't know what they even say about this anymore. We're gonna wrap this video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.